If I do, deal with it, all right? All right, this is long, so just listen. My first visit,
Turn that volume up.
like that.
Speak up.
Thanks, Dean. My first visit to a rape crisis center was in 1976. I had been beaten and raped by a stranger with a weapon for over 13 hours, and the first question I was asked was what I was wearing. The second, I'm sorry, I'm really good. The second was, are you sure he wasn't a John who refused to pay? I was 16 and didn't even know what a John was. Once I figured it out, I had nothing else to say to them. But the rape crisis volunteer, I couldn't speak. She was supposed to be different. All I could do was cry and run out of the building. It took 25 years for me to be able to repeat the details of what happened that night. Another 10 years passed before I found my way to the rape crisis volunteers of Cumberland County. Since then, I have followed them to 4 different locations and have watched firsthand the compassion grow from the staff and volunteers to the detectives who were initially called to the ER. It overwhelms my heart with gratitude to see such wonderful changes. And that is due, I don't know how to say your last name, but I think your first name is John. Am I right again?
Yes, summer and day.
DNA wasn't available in 1976. Had it been, and my rape kit shelved for decades while this stranger continued to stalk me, I would have been made to feel more useless and ashamed than I already did. DNA is important to apprehending a perpetrator, but it doesn't tell the complete story of what these heroic survivors have had to endure. After being brave enough to report their assaults and their in-depth rape kits are obtained, they have been shelved. After all they have been through, putting their trust in the ones who are supposed to serve and protect, and their kits set shelved, untested. When I was able to volunteer, I held many hands of these warriors, but one stands out. When I walked into the room in the ER, a mother sat trying her best to keep it together for her daughter before the test began. The daughter didn't want her mother to stay in the room, but asked me to. This mother put her trust in my hands to protect her daughter, and then her kit was shelved, another box among thousands. The hope for these survivors and their loved ones lies within each person who is responsible for finding them justice. But somewhere along the way, their kits meant nothing. If this amazing and courageous woman had not stepped up and demanded change, there would be none. Linda Combs, will you please come up here? Linda Combs, right here, took her plight to legislation. She created the Survivors Act, demanded to end the backlog of untested rape kits. Hers was one of the first kits to be stored. She could have never have imagined that one of her assailants would have been apprehended when she began her crusade. She did it for all those who deserve justice. Linda was left for dead. I am sorry for all that you have endured, but we are so thankful that you survived. Your life has served a purpose helping so many. We are inspired by your fearless attitude and humbled by your loyalty to Women Everywhere. Thank you for your tireless efforts, your outstanding accomplishments, and for being a guiding light to others. You took the single most awful day of your life and used it to help others. I, like everyone else here, admire and applaud your unwavering commitment. My daughter, Melissa Crady, walked with her husband and children, blowing bubbles. Her husband, where's Will? That's her husband, and some of her children. This is all family. Blowing bubbles as she strolled the streets in honor of us all. She taught her children the value of giving back and the importance of supporting others. As young as 3, if we saw someone who was homeless, she would insist that I go to the grocery store and hunt that person down so that they could eat. And I'm telling you, it was a challenge to hunt people back down. As an adult, Melissa took